Hello, amigos. Much love to you. Hope everyone's having a good day. I had a really good day yesterday. I just went to the mall, went out a little shopping, had a little food, a little Spirit Halloween action. Then I saw a movie last night. Went to go see that Alien movie. That shit was creepy. Not gonna lie, a little weirded out by that one. However, though, everything's all right. We're in a snapback today. You might be looking at me and saying, "Is this Jay and Silent Bob?" Well, you know what? Settle down. $15, little man. Put that shit in my hand, and let's use that for a WoW sub. However, don't get packed and shot around here. People are getting packed for free nowadays. Ain't that right, editor? He knows the damn deal. Little 50 cal action. In Minecraft, YouTube family friendly. However, though, we got a lot of things to discuss. Also got a little Poland Spring action, a little cloggage near the Wonder Bread lane. 1 second. Tastes like $8. Not a big deal. Not a bad gig. We got a lot of things I want to talk about today. And, we'll go over from there. Give me one step at a time, because you know me, I be stuttering a lot. Be stuttering. All right? I don't know what's going on with myself lately. I just stutter a lot. I have no idea what's happening. I don't know if I'm gaining Tourette's or whatever it's called, but I'm getting packed up. However, though, let's talk about the things I want to discuss with you guys today. So, it seems like the auction house recently was temporarily disabled. And if you guys noticed that if you went there, you weren't able to get anything. People were even posting like screenshots about how it was closed at the moment. And even the server was letting them know that basically it'll be returning shortly after some deployment of performance changes. Well, players started to notice this more and more and more for the past couple of days. And this was something that was taken to like the forums. And people were like, oh my God, what's going on? You literally can't do anything. You can't buy no item. People were starting to realize this, and then it got to the point where this is probably one of the best things I've seen yet. Players were posting dead end signs outside the auction house. They basically said, "Sir, this place is getting renovated. Pack this shit up, come back in a week. Maybe come back next expansion, and the auction house will work as it should, fully stabilized and ready for all the cool girls and guys to use it." But overall, though, yeah, that shit was funny. I had a good laugh just seeing all these dead end signs, and it was overall a good time. Let's just say that, because honestly, sometimes you got to make fun of like a situation, right? Even in the most bullshit of times. And you know what's funny? I actually looked back because I was curious if they had anything to, talk about this. And they actually did. And it seems like they knew about this 6 days prior to the date of the 4th of today when we're making this video. And they were aware that the auction house was having issues. And basically people were like experiencing degraded response times. But overall, though, they were definitely aware and fully understood of the situation that was happening at hand. And it also took to Twitter, where Tom Ellis basically said that, what's going on with the auction house is this, and this is what he posted on the 31st, is that it was an interesting tech problem, and a well-meaning and simple design change caused the database table that used 20 to 60k rows to now contain tens of millions of rows. So you can see how that would be a problem here. But basically, not a problem by itself, but we got some code changes to make to support this new world we live in. We're going to throw in more hardware at the problem with maintenance, while performance people far more clever than him, he's saying, will work on the actual solutions, which they winded up fixing it on September 1st. Everything was fixed, and the auction house is now significantly improved. I can use the auction house. Everyone can use the auction house. No more problems, thank God, because that was really, annoying, obviously. But overall, though, it's all done and set in stone. Let me know your thoughts and problems with the auction house. If you think, in the future, Blizzard can find any other strategies to implement, changes to make sure that this doesn't happen, and again, of any other future patches or anything of that nature. Or do you think maybe even add-ons sometimes cause any interruptions with stuff? But overall, I think it was something on their end, on the database, as they confirmed, that they have well adjusted. So it seemed to be a more internal problem more than anything. However, though, as far as professions go, and I think people are still having issues with understanding professions as far as the concentration system and how ingenuity works. I can't even pronounce that. Ingenuity? Is that how you say it? Ingenuity. Whatever. We'll call it Egen. But however, yeah, basically you have to make sure that your concentration doesn't hit 0. You don't want to use it all, because if you use all your concentration, it's going to take 100 hours to refill. 100 hours. Like legit IRL time. So you don't want to use it all. So what do you do? As a person, that what I do with blacksmithing, I make sure that I have basically 3 profession equipment things equipped when I am working on my stuff. Basically to help improve the skill up and resourcefulness and the multi-craft stuff that can happen when you are crafting certain let's say items. And I also make sure that I support the ingenuity as well, to make sure that it has a chance to, when you craft something, refund a bit of concentration back to you, which is very important. So you can basically keep creating more stuff and forging more items, right? So this is just for blacksmithing's case, but it works a lot for a lot of the classes in the same way as well. And basically, what you want to make sure you use is higher level quality items, such as like regents from like tier 1, 2, or 3. So whether it's like bismuth or the other one, I think it's like acarite or whatever it's called. If you use higher versions of these, like, you know, regents, it's going to give you better chances, and you use less concentration when having to forge a higher quality item, right? And this works with every other profession when it comes to, like, you know, making higher quality items. And you just want to make sure you get the higher quality materials, so they are just used for that higher quality item. That's all it really is. It's not really something that's like too overloaded of like complexity, and you have to feel like you have to find specific high quality regents just to make a specific item. No, it just helps make the bar go up more efficiently, and you use less, like, you know, concentration, and have to waste more of your resources into making a higher quality item, so to say. So it's really not that complex. If you have further questions about professions below, I'll try to answer them as best as I can. I'm learning more about other professions and stuff like that in general, but I do think that it's a cool system. You got to play around with it a little bit more to figure things out. You can use other optional regents to, like, you know, increase the skill up on things and add more, you know, increase value to the bar so it gets to the end, so you don't have to use as much concentration overall. But I think it's a neat system. I like it. And if you have any, you know, questions, let me know in the comments down below for sure. Now, as far as you know, the lore of what's going on, so this is spoilers. If anybody is interested in the War Within campaign, you're basically, for this week, you're hitting the final quest for the final chapter of the War Within max level campaign. And for a lot of characters at the end, there is a stay a while option where you could stay a while and listen to them to see what they further have to say. So on the screen, we have, you know, Anduin and Thrall at the end here. They are having a discussion as well. We have even conversations between Ilaria and Khadgar. It seems like Khadgar's in this arcane wheelchair. He's packed up, and now he's a paraplegic. So this sucks, but it's all big, not a big deal. Maybe he'll come back and use some of his powers or something, or whatever he can do to you know, make this man walk again. Or he's truly packed up. Well, we'll see what happens. For Terralion, we have also that, you know, he has some dialogue, and this man, I'm gonna keep it honest with you, he's just simping at this point over Illyria. He's just happy that he's back in the, you know, the area where she's at, and you can have some quick little dialogue with him as well. So he's basically just simping. There's nothing else really going on with the homie here, so let him be and let him do his own thing. For the Visor and the Weaver, basically, you know, during the Hollow Vault scene where, you know, you're facing against the Broken Queen, you're during the fight with her, basically, she shows sign that she's, like, basically resisting Xal'atath's will, and the result, we spare her overall. So basically, there's a little dialogue that goes on with her as well. And then finally, with Queen Neferis and the Weaver at the end of the quest line, you can find Neferis inside the inn at the Weaver's lair if you wish to figure out the dialogue between what happens with the story over there in the inn at the Weaver's lair, right? So basically, that is the screenshots I'm just going to show you guys for, you know, where you guys can continue that, so you can, you know, figure it out for yourselves. And like I said, it's really just story and lore stuff. If you're interested in that kind of, you know, part of the game, let me know. I can continue trying to, you know, dissect it a little bit more. But basically, that's about it for that. As far as, like, you know, Xal'atath and the special whispers with the Shadow Priest, there's something going on with Shadow Priest specific things going on, which is class quests. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I like when there's like class quest related things, and it seems like it's a special dialogue that has to do with Shadow Priest if they have the Legion artifact questline done, and if they cleansed the eye, or they didn't cleanse the eye of N'Zoth from BFA with the class quest His Eyes Upon You. So I'm very intrigued to see what more things with Xal'atath has to be discussed. And why is it only 2 Shadow Priests only? It seems like they have about 4 different dialogue options with, you know, either cleansing the eye, or if you have the dagger or not. And it seems to be very intriguing to see where the story will unfold in the future when it comes to Shadow Priests, and what that has to do with Xal'atath as well. So let me know your comments below. Obviously, I'm not a super, you know, into you know, the lore in retail. Like, there's a lot of catching up for me to do, but I'm getting myself, you know, dipping my toes in the water, so to say. So we'll keep experiencing it and keep, you know, learning it as we go. And then if you want more like lore style videos and more lore content, we'll keep pushing that into the future. Now, one of the big things that I did notice personally was that Blizzard teased the updated Judgment set, right? And obviously, your boy's a Paladin. I love Paladins. Everything I do on this channel for Season Discovery always has some hint of Paladin stuff to it. And basically, I saw this and I freaked out because I was like, holy shit, they're doing something for retail with the Judgment set. And I also recently been farming the Judgment set on retail because I didn't have it on retail, right? And I'm going to go for it on Season of Discovery as well. But then we saw this and I was like, what the hell is going on? And it seems like that it's not only the Judgment set that's basically the showcase or the front runner of what's going on, but it's a complete 20th anniversary of rewards revealed from mounts to pets to HD armor updates, toys, and more. And they are showcasing, which I'll show you all the screenshots here on the screen, many of things that they are working on for the 20th anniversary, from, like I said, from the mounts to the pets and toys to the cosmetic transmogs, and obviously the HD armor updates. They're even including things for classes that didn't have original tier 2 sets and basing models from previous, iconic, bosses within the game, and basing it around their model, which I think is very interesting and very cool. I'm very excited for this 20th anniversary event. I think they said it's going to last between like 2 to 3 months or something like that. And there's also going to be like things we might revisit so far as like Dead Mines and Dire Maul and stuff of that nature. So it's actually like adding a vanilla into retail, and it's becoming a vanilla retail patch, which I'm very much excited for. I think it's a really cool idea. But let me know your thoughts and comments below on what you guys feel about this 20th anniversary. And before I forget as well, Shaman's also got an update with their Ascendance forms, and it looks crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I was looking at their forms, and I was looking at the Elemental form in particular, and I was like, what the heck am I seeing here? They are getting this like basically new fire form, which is like making them look like Akuma or like from Street Fighter, or like Azura's Wrath, or if you ever played that game back on the PlayStation. But it looks sick. I'm not gonna lie. I think it looks pretty badass and pretty cool. It's kind of nuts. Like you have like this real big spiky hair on fire going on, and just like you're levitating, and it's kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie. It's giving a little anime vibe. I'll say that much. However, though, very interesting nonetheless. But that's basically it for the 20th anniversary, and let me know if you guys are excited for that as well. And then in final news, the War Within hotfixes for September 3rd, which was yesterday, it did kick in, and there has been a plunder. I mean, a plunder of changes from, many of, buffs to nerfs for a lot of classes. I think for Paladins, I saw that now that High Lord's Judgment is reduced by 10%. And example, at level 80, if you have like 180 mastery rating, now grants 1.35 mastery and was 1.5. And all holy spell damage is increased by 5%. But that's just it for Paladins, but there's many other changes for other classes as well, which I'll link in the description below. They also mentioned, stuff for changes for delves and dungeons and events, also as item changes, and also PvP changes as well, that I have everything screenshotted here on the screen for you guys to see, as far as even some changes with professions and certain quests that seem to have issues. But that is basically the majority of things going on currently within the War Within. I want, to let you guys know that I enjoy doing War Within content, and as a classic Andy that basically, has only done Season of Discovery, I am dipping my toes more and more within the War Within and trying to figure things out and, learn a lot of things. Obviously, it's a lot of stuff to learn, especially when it comes to a lot of these other classes and learning, a lot of these new abilities and all the things that they do. So I'm taking it one step at a time as I keep going. But I hope you guys enjoyed these videos. You know me, I stay stuttering a lot. That's just, a fault on my end. But I hope you deal with it, and much love to you. But that's about it. That's all we have for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Locking in, keep on keeping on, shine on, all that good stuff. And I'll catch y'all in the next one. I bought this mug yesterday. I'm gonna be drinking hella ale out of it, like a Viking, like a lion, like a gazelle. I'm gonna be drinking so much in here. What kind of fucking accent am I coming up with? Editor, I'm gonna beat your ass with this.